Dollar bill. Hey, this is LizJSimpson, and if you want to know how to pour it up and why sales forecasting is so important to you pouring up the revenue, the expansion, the reach, and the security in your business, then you need to watch today's video.
I love it.
I have two amazing special guests, and we're going to have a real intimate, candid conversation about why sales forecasting is so important, but it's also new entrepreneurs are really doing effectively. So first and foremost, I want to introduce our Director of Operations here at the Stimulus team, Kelly Watson, and our lead coach and trainer here at the Big Money team, Cheryl Parks. Kelly and Cheryl. So we talk about why sales forecasting is so important. Do you mind just opening it up and talking about like why it's important and the doing of sales?
Absolutely. Typically, you find that business owners don't know their numbers. So they come into it with this wishful thinking, understanding what they want to provide to the market, but they haven't really looked around to see if what they're providing is valuable and or can have revenue attached to it, which is the key, right?
Right.
So at the end of the day, it's all about the business of doing, right? It's the discipline of you doing it. So any numbers that you begin to create, you will also begin, if your intention is to do something, you will create the discipline and you'll start to do it. So for an example, you can start with, I need to make 5 calls a week, or I need to connect with 5 people in my network per week. And as long as you're disciplined in doing that, you will find that that intention will set the stage for you to go forward. A lot of times what happens, I'm gonna say it again, is we start something, we don't have an intention for sales, which is the engine for your business. And then what we do is we wonder why things aren't working out.
Right.
And honestly, as the CEO and visionary of your business, it's absolutely crucial to know your numbers and have that be the driving force for why you do what you do. I love how in our Corporate Client Attraction Live and our Corporate Client Challenge workshops that we do for women experts, whether they have sales experience or not, we take them through an exercise where we challenge them to map out the entire year. We tell them, like, we want them to kind of map out where they want to go in their business, how much revenue they want to see, and to your point, Cheryl, what sales income producing activities will be associated with getting them to where they're trying to go. That was a mouthful.
I love it. It makes me think of the analogy, clearly because it's lunchtime and I'm hungry, but it makes me think of the analogy of grocery shopping. Like, so I'm married, I have 3 kids, and grocery shopping for a family of 5 is a nightmare because I'm like, we should have this many snacks, and then my 17-year-old eats all the snacks, right? Like, it's like that. It's like, okay, if I have a family of 5, how much grocery shopping do I need to do to make sure that we have enough meals for the week? How do I make sure that I can sustain my household for the week? That's essentially what sales forecasting is. It's saying, how much revenue needs to come in to sustain this business, right? And so if I don't have enough of the sales, if I'm not forecasting, if I don't have enough revenue, that's when I'm concerned about letting people go or not being able to cover my bills. And so sales forecasting is what gives you freedom in your business. It's what gives you assurance and security because you know, okay, if I look 6 months from here, and if I look at who I want to hire, the clients I want to serve, the lifestyle that I want, because I know, Kelly, you love talking about building your lifestyle in your business, then how much revenue needs to come into the business for me to achieve that? And if I'm constantly reassessing the metric of how are we doing on our forecasting, that also means as leaders, we're constantly making decisions based off of the data. So if I see, you know what, I set a goal for 100,000, we're at 50,000, if we're going to land here, what decisions do I need to make? Is it that I need to improve sales, or is it that there's some concessions we can make in the business? And so I think it's, when you think, I love that you said sales is the engine of your business. Yes. When you think about that, it's like the gas, right? Like, so sales is the gas. I'm putting the gas in the car, and sales forecasting is me having that what do you call the thing?
Barometer.
Oh, look at you, big words. So it's that barometer to say, oh, our tank is full. We have enough revenue. We have enough pipeline to sustain us through these next 6 months, or things are looking dry and we need to make a new decision. So
I love that.
I really love this conversation about sales and forecasting. If you are an entrepreneur and you're looking at growing your business, knowing your numbers is so important. Being able to forecast is so important. And then the power of that is when you know that you're running short on your numbers, you can make a new decision. But hopefully you have an overflow.
Yes.
And then you can just be doing laps, victory laps.
Take breaks.
Right? Yes, take breaks, live your life, victory laps, have surplus and overflow, which is really the focus of our business. It's big money is really about bigger impact.
Yes.
And so when you know that you have these forecasts and you have a surplus of revenue, then you can look at what can I do with this abundance? What can I do with this overflow? I think this is so important that I want to give a specific example. So, through our movement, we have the honor of working with hundreds of thousands of women around the world. I love, Cheryl, do you mind sharing like a specific example of a client? Because here's the thing. You and I both come from a corporate sales background, and I think that when you come from the background of sales, we're used to certain things. But I think certain things that are taught in corporate America don't translate well for entrepreneurs. And it's like, how do you make this thing work for someone who's an entrepreneur? So do you mind sharing like a story of one of our clients and how they've adopted sales forecasting?
So one of the joys of working with the Big Money Movement is I actually have the opportunity to speak directly with the women in the program and understand what their goals and aspirations are and the lifestyle that they want to create for themselves. And Shauna comes to mind because Shauna is an action-taking woman, business owner that is really focused on her lifestyle. And she has developed a business appropriate for her lifestyle. Her lifestyle, the business drives her lifestyle, as opposed to her lifestyle driving the business. I think I said that right. Okay, so what Shauna does is she actually has forecasted being able to take off for the month of June and November, December, and January. Can every business owner do that?
Yeah.
Not necessarily, but
If they do their sales forecasting
exactly,
right.
but when you're forecasting, when you're forecasting, you know when to put your foot on the gas and actually increase revenue coming into the business. And also, you'll be able to just schedule things so that she knows she wants to spend that time with her family and or maybe just refresh, right? Think about that part. You're actually able to refresh. And so that's just one story that I really enjoyed hearing about. And knowing that she didn't come back in until February 1st of 2022. So, yeah.
I need to adopt some of that because I came in January 1st working my tail off.
Coming
so
in
that's coming in hot. I love that. I think when we talk about, like, we started with the song Pour It Up by Rihanna, which I love, right? It's like, okay, how do I pour it up, create some overflow? When I think of pour it up, I see champagne glasses overflowing, I see abundance. But I think it's also important when we talk about sales forecasting, what are the efforts and activities that fill the cup, that fill the glass? How do you pour it up? What does that literally mean? And I think that's a challenge for a lot of individuals is they set their eyes on the goals, but they don't know what activities or efforts drive the achievement of those goals. One of the things that has helped me in my journey is the idea of leading versus lagging indicators, right? When we think about KPIs. And so the idea of leading versus lagging indicators is, I might set a goal. And so, my lagging indicator might be, I want to do $100,000 in revenue. But if I'm living every day in my business, having the number of $100,000 in revenue doesn't make it just magically appear, right? It's the leading indicators, which are the activities, the efforts. What are the things that I can do today that by focusing on these efforts is going to produce that revenue goal? And so what I'm hearing when you talk about Shauna is like, okay, well, and you talked about this earlier, well, if my revenue comes from clients and it comes from discovery conversations, then how many relationships do I need to nurture? How many conversations do I need to have? How many discovery calls do I need to have? How many proposals need to go out? And what's my close conversion? So when we think about sales forecasting, it's not just the revenue goal, it's what are the efforts or activities that I'm gonna focus on? Because sometimes you'll know that you're gonna fall short of the goal by looking at the efforts before you see the revenue numbers. So I can look at a month and say, dang, we only have half of the leads we thought we were gonna have. Odds are we're going to be off in our forecast.
100%. Another piece of that is something I learned working for corporate in my early years, and it was something called hunt time. So during hunt time, which at that time it was 9 to 12 and 1 to 5. It's all changed now. But during hunt time, and you can just select a couple of 3 hours a day. And what that is you are either in your chair making calls and or connections however it is you do so, or you are in front of someone because of a call or connection that you made. So if you consider that, that will give you a really strong sense of spending the time on your income producing activities, so that will drive you to the revenue that you're trying to have for your business.
Wow,
Love it.
that's powerful.
Now that you know how to forecast sales, you need to know how to get those corporate clients. Click the link on this next video where we will dive deeper into the strategies to actually secure and land and get those corporate clients. Let's keep making big money moves together, because you know your girl is still out here trying to secure her coin too. This is LizJSimpson, founder of the Big Money Movement, where we empower women entrepreneurs to secure six-figure corporate clients to your rise, queen. See you in the next video. Here's that next video. Girl, you want to get these corporate clients. Click the video right now. It's almost on. Click it, click it, click it. Click!
Do it.